Pastor Jeff here. Let's talk about some good news in this week's installment of Wednesday Encouragement. The good news that I'm referring to is that God is a good listener. Currently in the world, I don't know how many of us would be considered good listeners. We're all talking, we all have opinions, but maybe not a whole lot of listening going on. This is partially because my brain is full of hours and hours of seemingly useless information. My brain retained that wombat scat is almost square and the gestation period of a lion is 110 days. But when my wife reminds me of a conversation we had yesterday, it is nowhere to be found. That's super frustrating for her, and actually it's frustrating for me because I know there's a desire in all of us to be heard. The best listener I've ever known was a guy named Ken, who when I would talk to him, it seemed like every word that came out of my mouth was the most important thing in the world. And honestly, it reminds me of how David describes God in Psalm 116. Psalm 116, 1-2 says, I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. In this psalm, David is saying he called out to God and he knows that he was heard. The same God who heard David hears you too and listens. Your voice, your thoughts matter to God. So even though you may be surrounded by people who don't listen, the same God who created you, who knows you and loves you and cares about you, listens to you too. So this week, take hope in knowing that you are heard by God. Go in peace.